Anyway, I'm going to start with something, basically the beginning of Chapter 2, where you're just kind of getting to know the main character, Brian. The late August rain came down cold, but I didn't mind because I was sticky from the heavy, damp Virginia air and the remnants of Jessica's rum and coke. Lugging an entree of self-pity with a side of self-loathing along with me, I walked on, the servings big enough to keep me fed for a week. I had a habit of feeling this way every time another girlfriend of mine decided there were greener pastures elsewhere. The worst thing was that they were almost always right, and without fail I'd run into an ex-girlfriend at the mall or a theater, holding hands with some dude who looked a hell of a lot more successful than my sorry ass. And every damn time, the ex had the same shit-eating grin plastered on her face that ripped the heart right from my chest. That, hey, look who I'm... smile. That word. That I have very young children here. And actually this section is when Brian goes home to pick up cat food, and he gets home and all the lights have been busted out in his place and the mirrors are broken, but the only light, he grabs a TV remote to see if it's the power or if something really has just destroyed everything because he can't see. Turns on the TV and white static comes up and he hits the mute button and sticks the remote control in his pocket. Goes back to his bedroom because he hears a noise and there's something in there. And he says there's something in there, you know, making noise, speaking, and what he hears is his name. I jumped when the thing in the room started screaming. Sounds like breaking sticks and tearing fabric soon joined the horrible cries. I continued backing away from the doorway as the snapping and tearing grew louder, and I could hear the thing moaning in pain. And the noise suddenly stopped. Silence filled the house for a moment. A guttural snarl erupted, and I took off toward the kitchen to find a weapon. I opened the drawer where my butcher knives live and frantically yanked out the largest of three. The sound of glass shattering startled me, and I dropped the knife on the floor. I retrieved it and stood breathing heavily, waiting for whatever had been in the bedroom to charge into the kitchen. To my surprise, a long minute passed and nothing attacked. The house became still and quiet again. I lowered my knife, went to the junk drawer, and started rifling through it in the hopes of finding an abandoned flashlight or a candle and matches. Luck was with me as my fingers gripped the head of a plastic miniature flashlight. In the dim light from the TV, I could see the flashlight had a picture of Captain Crunch on the handle. I couldn't recall having ever seen the thing before, but I was happy it was there nonetheless. I threw a quick prayer to any gods who might be tuned in that the batteries were good as I tapped the switch. A weak yellowish beam of light landed on the opposite wall. Something shuffled in the bedroom, and I immediately switched off the light. I wanted to run, but was afraid I'd draw attention to myself if I moved. I watched the static-filled television across the hall in my living room as I tried to figure out a way to escape. Footsteps moved from my bedroom into the darkness of the hallway. I gripped the knife handle tightly and crouched down in a ball in the corner of the room. Whatever was moving down the hall toward me was taking very slow steps, and I could hear it sniffing the air, probably trying to track me. As it paced closer and closer, I desperately fought to control my breathing so the thing wouldn't hear me. And then I saw it, the beast's silhouette against the white static on the television screen. The werewolf's mouth was open, its teeth like black knives. Drool fell in thick strings from its lower jaw as it continued to smell the air for a trace of me. The beast locked in on my scent, and its shadowed face became a snarl as it turned to face the kitchen. I slid the TV remote from my pocket as the beast took a first slow step into the kitchen. The monster smelled like a bloody, wet dog. I pointed the remote past the thing, toward the television, and pressed the mute button. Just as the beast took another step toward me, the cheering crowd static came to life again behind it, filling the house with sound. Startled, it spun around and darted into the living room on two legs. I wasted no time standing and bolting out of the kitchen. I wanted to get to the gun in my bedroom, but I saw the beast turn toward me from the corner of my eye and knew I wouldn't make it.